Talk about it. I saw what I saw, and she was all over you like a platypus. Eh? All right then, an octopus. Oh, so you say. Well, I don't believe you, Mr. Anybody's. I cried all night. I only had a grapefruit cereal and a boiled egg for my breakfast, and a few soldiers.
Private phone calls.
Do you, Derek? Do you, Derek? Well, you just keep away from her, you hear me? That was Derek.
Really? You were so formal, I thought it might have been the Lord Chancellor.
Oh, Derek. Oh, Miss Flood, have you ever been in love?
I've had my moments, Hilary. Sometimes an experience can be so intense it burns itself out like a Roman candle.
Derek's more like an old banger.
Look, let me explain it again. You cannot divorce a man simply because he's Chinese. You must have known he was Chinese when you married him, Mrs. Chan. No. Inscrutability is not sufficient grounds for a divorce. All right, I'll see what I can do, Mrs. Chan. Goodbye. Is it the world or is it me? Come in. Oh, hello, Hilary. How are you?
Oh, I'm very well, thank you, Mr. Catlin.
Hilary, this is not like you. What is it?
It's my Derek. He's being sexually harassed.
Sorry, Hilary?
It's his boss. She's using all her feminine wiles to lure him away from me and into her passionate arms.
I see.
She's had her wicked way with every man in that place, and now it's my Derek's turn. Well, actually, it's his friend Adrian's turn, but he's off on a course.
What's she like, this lady?
Mrs. Bracknell?
Yes.
Oh, she don't have anything I don't have, Mr. Calendar. Only she's got more of it. I found her cuddling Derek in the car park.
Did he appear to be enjoying it?
Oh, I couldn't see his face. She's a big woman.
This Mrs. Bracknell?
Randy Sandy, they call her. Oh, she's old, Mr. Calendar. She must be at least 40. But if you could get her 5 years in Holloway, I'd be as happy as you are.
I wish there was something I could do to help you, Hilary.
Oh, that's all right, Mr. Calendar. Just talking helps. Do you mind if I say something?
No.
I think Mrs. Angel's really lucky to have you for a boyfriend.
Thank you, Hilary.
At least no older woman's going to throw herself at you.
Did I hear my little Popsy crying? What's the problem?
Sexual harassment at work.
I never touched her. A comforting hand, maybe, and a little lunch, perhaps, but nothing more. For heaven's sake, I'm a solicitor.
Relax, Miles. You're in the clear.
I should hope so. Really? Not that I haven't thought about it. Listen, talking of Popsies, you're looking unnecessarily cheerful these days. I don't want the details unless you want to tell me.
I don't want to tell you.
Oh. Pin a solicitor in love tangle with gym teacher. You see, the imagination is so much better. Oh, no, hang on. Exhausted pin a solicitor in love tangle.
It's not like that at all.
Oh, come on, Alec. Young girls these days aren't like the ones that we used to go out with. They don't need a ring on their finger. Just a ring on the doorbell will do.
There speaks the shaky voice of experience.
Now tell me, how is the daughter taking the new romance?
With Valium.
You see, I told you not to get serious, didn't I? Still, I'm sure there are compensations.
Well...
But you probably cracked that one already.
No.
Knew you had.
It's not me, it is the world.
Wayne, Sophie.
Haven't you got a bicycle shed you can use?
Blame the abolition of school milk. They've got to take their nourishment when they can.
I haven't seen much of you these days, Zoe. How's the divorce going?
Oh, fine. Only one complication. I've fallen for the solicitor.
Straight out of True Romance, except it's generally the gynecologist. Oh, dear, he isn't married, is he?
Oh, Sonia, you know me better than that. No, widowed.
Oh.
He's 54.
Oh, my Morris is 54. It's a lovely age. They get all pot-bellied and cuddly.
Yeah, bless you. You're the only one who hasn't crossed herself and shouted unclean.
Well, if you're happy, let the others rot. And anyway, 54-year-olds make marvelous lovers, don't they?
I'll take your word for it. Oh, here comes my greatest fan.
Hello, ladies. If the sight of all this healthy young flesh bothers you, just say the word.
That reminds me. I must get Morris that salami he likes. Hello, Roy. Remember, Zoe, what they lack in stamina, they make up for in experience. Toodaloo. Bye, Roy.
Bye, Sonia. And thanks.
Must have a lot in common, you two.
Yes, you know, walking frames, ear trumpets, incontinence, conversation never flags. How's Arnold?
You mean Sydney? She's meeting me at the gate. Quite a kid, isn't she?
You and she?
Like rabbits.
I meant going out. What you do with lettuce is your own affair.
Ah, there she is. Just look at that.
Hi, Zoe.
Hello, Sydney. How are you?
Fine, thanks to this hanky thing. Hey, how's your old bloke keeping?
Great! I'm taking him to the Antiques Roadshow on Sunday.
Zoe!
Hello, Jamie.
Do you fancy a lift? I'm going your way.
Oh, yes. Thanks. Well, see you, Roy. Bye, Sydney. Enjoy your carrots.
That's wonderful for 54, Roy. Roy?
Lovely flat. Do you live with anyone? Oh, sorry. I didn't mean...
That's okay. I know what you meant. I bought it with my husband. Hope I get to stay in it. Hey, I didn't ask you. Where did you get the car?
Oh, I found it in a car park with the keys still in it. I'll take it back later.
Jamie.
It's my girlfriend's, Catherine. She lent me it. Her parents will kill her.
Is she a fellow Marxist?
Don't you start. I see a world where everyone has sports cars. I'm just a few years ahead of my time, that's all.
I haven't seen you since the infamous Tea Party. How's your sister taking it?
She's beside herself, which isn't a pretty sight.
And you, what do you think?
I don't know. Well, when Mum died, Dad was like a zombie. Then slowly he got back to life again, you know, like a car crawling up a hill. Reaches the top and then sort of coasts along.
Now it's downhill all the way. Sugar?
Oh, yes, please. I suppose I just want what's best for him.
And how do you know what's best for him?
Oh, well, I don't, but, I mean, I know him. I've known him 21 years. Man and boy.
You warning me off, Jamie?
God, no. Am I? If I saw you, I'd ask you out myself. Well, I wanted to see you again. Out of curiosity, I mean.
You've seen me. What's the verdict? Hello, Yugoslavia. Can we have your votes, please? Have a biscuit while you're deciding.
Suppose it's none of my business, really, is it?
No, I suppose it isn't.
Oh, great, Bourbons.
We're both grown-ups, you know. He's definitely a grown-up. I'm glad you picked me up, though.
Oh, are you?
Yeah, the buses are lousy and it looked like rain. You saved me 40p. Tell me about Catherine.
Oh, I like her, Zoe, I really do. It's just hard to find time to, you know, be together. Well, she's living with her parents, and I'm at home with Dad, and, well, you know what I mean. Why is it you make me sound like a 16-year-old?
It's the teacher in me. Do 50 lines, I must not drool over women, and take a cold shower. Hang on, it's probably my sister.
Count Alec von Calendar invites you to a dinner tomorrow night at Calendar Court.
Oh.
And I thought those sardines in the fridge were for me.
If this was Dallas, there'd be dramatic music and the credits would be rolling. As it's Pinner, we'll have to have a cup of tea. I hope there's some simple explanation for all this.
I'll take a cold shower while Jamie thinks of one.
Derek, I don't care if you did have the lights on. She's luring you. She's a... Oh, what's the word?
Temptress.
She's a temptress. Even Miss Flood says so.
Hilary, our clients might like to get through occasionally.
Look, I must go now, Derek. But I'm warning you. My heart's had about all it can stomach. And you know what they say?
Hell hath no fury like a woman's scorn.
Hell hath no fury like a woman's corns. Mr. Henty, I'm forlorn.
Oh, Hilary, look, this calls for positive counteraction. Do you know the Cotswolds?
Oh, yeah. I think my dad plays bowls with one of them.
No, Hilary, they're a place. And I happen to have a little cottage nestling there. You know, ivy on the walls, no prying neighbours, no telephone calls. You could wake up on a Saturday morning to the dawn chorus of the birds. Well, how would that sound?
Tweet, tweet, tweet.
Hilary, I can offer you the weekend of a lifetime. Now, why don't you come into my office and then we can talk about it?
Oh, OK, Mr. Henty.
Hilary, I've just got one thing to say to you. Beware the primrose path of dalliance.
Oh, that's all right, Miss Flood. I always go home by bus.
Willkommen, bienvenue, welcome. Willkommen, bienvenue, welcome. Miss Flood,
Mr. Calendar, you sound like the United Nations.
what on earth are you doing here?
I'm sorry, Mr. Calendar, but I had to come and see you. I've been wrestling with my conscience all afternoon.
Goodness, have you? Well, you'd better come in. Now, what is it, Miss Flood?
Mr. Calendar, I'll come straight to the point. There are emotional forces at play in the office with which I can no longer cope.
Indeed.
A certain intimacy can develop between a secretary and her employer.
It can?
And sometimes this relationship can get out of hand.
Do you not think, Miss Flood, that you're letting your imagination fly away with you a bit? I mean, I've always been very fond of you, you know, Miss Flood.
Oh, what's that got to do with Hilary and Mr. Henty?
Hilary and Mr. Henty?
Yes. They're going away together this weekend to Mr. Henty's cottage in the country.
Yeah. Are you certain about that, are you?
Yes, I'm afraid so. And Hilary's such a child, and Mr. Henty isn't.
No. Well, I'll look into that first thing tomorrow. Now, if you'll excuse me,
Oh, dear, I see you're expecting company.
Yes, I am.
Well, I won't detain you any longer, then. You see, Mr. Calendar, I feel responsible for Hilary. She's such a...
Yes, she is, isn't she? She is. Well, thank you for coming, Miss Flood. Ah.
Mrs. Angel, good evening.
Hello, Miss Flood.
Well, I'll see you tomorrow, Miss Flood. And don't worry,
I'm not a prude, you know, but young women need to be protected.
I was was a very impressive meal, Alec. Mind you, if I'd known, I wouldn't have had quail's eggs for lunch. I'd be quite happy with the takeaway. Who taught you to cook like that? Your mum?
My mum? When I was a kid, second helpings were a punishment. No. Jenny taught me. She didn't believe in takeaways. She was very French.
She taught you how to eat, too. You made enough for 4.
Well, I was hoping Miss Flood would stay. As a sort of chaperone, you know.
Oh, do I need one?
No, but I might.
You flatter yourself. Well, you know, Roy's getting ever so jealous, me going out with you.
I feel very bad about Roy.
Oh, Alec, the man's a walking jockstrap.
Well, is that so terrible?
'Tis when you take an assembly. Alec, I didn't come here to talk about Roy. I came here for you. And it took you long enough to invite me.
Well, in my day, when a man invited a girl to his house, it meant... Well, things were different then. Courting had its own rules, formalities.
God, the demise of the bustle must have hit you hard, Alec. You have a lovely house. I really like it.
Thank you. Jenny did most of the decor, of course. I had no head for this sort of thing. Colour blind, window blind, the lot.
She had beautiful taste.
Aye, she did.
Is that her picture over there?
Yes, it is.
You know she was French, wouldn't you, just from her photo?
It's the beret and the string of onions that clinch it. You know, she spent most of her life in this country and she still spoke the most appalling English.
She'd have got on well with the kids in our school.
I used to wait for her to make mistakes. I enjoyed them so much. She used to talk about old English colonels. Why am I talking about her now?